The deserted highway stretched endlessly under the cold glow of neon gas station lights. Mia crouched behind a rusted dumpster, her pulse hammering in her ears. The night was unusually silent, except for the distant hum of engines approaching fast. She pulled her hoodie tighter, trying to calm her shaking hands. A quick glance toward the gas pumps revealed the Hells Angels, the notorious motorcycle gang she had only ever seen in viral videos, parked strategically along the roadside. Their motorcycles gleamed under the flickering lights, chrome shining like warning beacons in the darkness. Mia's instincts screamed danger. Earlier, she had overheard whispers of a rival gang planning an ambush right here. Now, as the shadows stretched across the cracked asphalt, she realized it was happening sooner than expected. She knew she had only one chance to prevent a disaster. Her voice barely a whisper, she sprinted toward the nearest biker, a tall man with a leather jacket patched with the gang's emblem. "Stop now, it's an ambush," she hissed, her words sharp and urgent. The bikers froze mid-motion, their eyes narrowing as they assessed the situation. Engines idled, the sound almost threatening in the quiet night. Mia felt a twinge of fear. What if they didn't believe her? But then, something remarkable happened. Without a word, the Hells Angels shifted into action. They spread out, forming a protective perimeter around the gas station. The air seemed to hum with tension as the distant sound of another group of motorcycles grew louder, approaching fast. Mia ducked lower behind the dumpster, heart racing as the ambushers came into view. It was a mix of adrenaline and disbelief watching the Hells Angels move with surgical precision. They communicated silently, hand signals and nods coordinating their positions. Within seconds, what could have been chaos turned into a controlled standoff. The rival gang slowed, confusion evident as the Hells Angels blocked every exit. Mia's eyes widened as she realized the magnitude of what she was witnessing. These were not reckless thrill-seekers, they were warriors in leather, disciplined, experienced, and dangerous. The leaders of the gang, two towering men with scars running down their faces, stepped forward. One of them looked directly at Mia, his expression unreadable but not unkind. She swallowed hard, suddenly aware that her life had just intersected with something far bigger than herself. Then, with a sudden roar, the bikers revved their engines in unison, a warning growl that echoed across the empty highway. The ambushers, startled by the unexpected show of force, faltered. Tires screeched against the asphalt, and sparks flew from a bike that had slammed its brakes. Mia held her breath, feeling both fear and awe. The Hells Angels were in control, and she was at the heart of it all. As the night stretched on, the first wave of chaos had been contained, but Mia knew this was only the beginning. The gang's eyes never left the shadows, every instinct primed for the next move. And in that tense, electrifying moment, she realized she had become an unexpected part of their world. One dangerous, thrilling, and completely unpredictable. The distant rumble of engines grew louder, a thunderous warning that the ambushers were near. Mia stayed crouched behind the dumpster, her hands pressed to the cold concrete, heart hammering against her ribs. She could see them now. Two rival gangs converging on the gas station, faces twisted with aggression, weapons glinting under the flickering neon. Every instinct screamed to run, but she stayed frozen, mesmerized by the calm, lethal precision of the Hells Angels around her. Without a word, the bikers shifted their positions, circling the gas station like predators anticipating a hunt. One of the leaders, a rugged man with a scar running down his cheek, barked a single command. Instantly, several members revved their motorcycles, creating a wall of roaring engines, smoke, and chrome. The ambushers skidded to a halt, startled by the sudden display of strength. Mia held her breath as the first shots rang out, sparks flying from the asphalt as bullets narrowly missed their targets. The Hells Angels didn't panic. They moved with uncanny coordination, blocking exits, and cutting off escape routes. One biker swung a chain expertly, knocking a weapon from an attacker's hand, while another tackled an ambusher to the ground. Mia's eyes widened in disbelief. She had never seen anything like it. The gang's combination of speed, strength, and strategy made them almost unstoppable. Even the most confident rival hesitated, realizing this was not going to be an easy fight. Through the chaos, Mia felt a strange sense of safety, shielded by the bikers' presence. One of them, the scarred leader, glanced at her briefly, eyes sharp but protective. "Stay low," he ordered, his voice calm yet commanding. She nodded, sinking further behind her cover, clutching her phone tightly, recording every moment. The smell of burning rubber and gunpowder filled the air, mingling with the acrid tang of fear. Within minutes, the tide turned. The ambushers, overwhelmed by the Hells Angels' precision and force, began to retreat. Some fled on motorcycles, others ran on foot, scattering into the night like frightened animals. The bikers didn't give chase, at least not yet, but they maintained their defensive formation, ensuring no one dared return. Mia exhaled, realizing she had survived the storm, and it was all because of them. As silence descended once more, the Hells Angels gathered near the gas pumps, engines idling and eyes scanning the shadows for any sign of trouble. The scarred leader knelt beside Mia, his gaze softening. "You warned us," he said, gravelly but sincere. "You helped keep everyone alive." Mia swallowed hard, her legs shaking. I didn't know what else to do," she admitted. The gang mounted their bikes, the engines growling like beasts ready to pounce. One by one, they disappeared into the dark highway, leaving Mia standing alone in the flickering neon glow. She felt a mix of awe and disbelief, realizing she had just witnessed something unbelievable: power, loyalty, and chaos all wrapped into one dangerous, electrifying night. For Mia, nothing would ever feel ordinary again. The highway was quiet now, the roar of engines fading into the distance. Mia stood alone under the flickering neon lights, still trembling from the night's chaos. The adrenaline had begun to wear off, leaving a hollow ache in her chest. She replayed every second in her mind: the ambush, the bullets, the precision of the Hells Angels. It all felt unreal, like she had stepped into a world that existed only in movies. Yet the evidence was around her. Scorch marks on the asphalt, a dropped chain, and the faint smell of gasoline lingering in the air. Her phone buzzed, reminding her that she had captured every moment. The video footage would shock anyone who saw it, the fearless bikers taking control of a deadly situation with almost surgical efficiency. Mia knew she had been lucky, but more than that, she understood something she hadn't before: these men were more than just a gang. They lived by their own code, a dangerous, unspoken law that demanded respect and loyalty. Footsteps echoed behind her. Mia spun around, heart leaping. It was the scarred leader, his leather jacket reflecting the neon glow. He approached slowly, calm and deliberate. "You okay?" he asked, voice steady, but there was an edge of concern she hadn't expected. She nodded, unable to find words. He crouched beside her, studying her with sharp, calculating eyes. "Most people run," he said. "You stayed." Mia swallowed, still trying to calm her racing heart. "I didn't want anyone to get hurt," she admitted. "I had to warn you." The leader nodded, respect flickering in his gaze. "You did more than that. You helped save lives tonight." Not many can say the same in a situation like this. For the first time, Mia realized she wasn't just an observer. She had been a part of the night's events, a small but pivotal piece in a larger, dangerous puzzle. He stood, gesturing toward the shadows where the other bikers had disappeared. "We handle things our way. But remember this: you're safe now, and no one's coming after you." Mia nodded, relief washing over her. She felt a strange mix of fear and fascination. These men were unpredictable, dangerous, yet there was an undeniable honor in the way they operated. The leader gave a final glance before mounting his bike, the engine growling to life. One by one, the Hells Angels reappeared from the darkness, surrounding him like guardians of some unspoken order. Mia watched as they roared away, tires screeching, leaving her in the quiet night. The gas station was empty once again, but she knew it had been forever changed, her life intertwined, even briefly, with theirs. As she walked toward her car, Mia felt a strange exhilaration. She had seen courage, loyalty, and raw power up close, and it had left an indelible mark. That night, she realized some worlds were beyond comprehension, yet impossible to ignore. The Hells Angels had vanished into the shadows, leaving her with a story no one would believe, but one she would never forget. And for Mia, the ordinary world would never feel the same again.